Boindill's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers! A thirdling fortress, here, in the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Então a gente achou uma fortaleza dos elfos, que eram os inimigos na terceira geração deles.
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now. But here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your mouth and have to pull yourself together to avoid vomiting in disgust.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Puta merda. Vamos degolar ela,
Your
vai.
stomach turns, but you know that it's right.
Ela tá sofrendo demais. E aí pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui na Nerd Kit, mais um episódio de Dwarves. No último episódio tivemos uma batalha bem tensa aí, e hoje vamos tentar dar uma explorada no mapa, porque eu tô sem poção de cura, sem nada. Se vocês estiverem ouvindo o barulho do meu ventilador, vocês me perdoem, mas tá muito quente. Paulista. Vamos aqui pra cima pra ver.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Goren's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for high magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Goren want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Goren ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. There's a shop in the village, and through the window, as well as some everyday objects and food, you also spy a shelf full of books.
Vamos.
A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display. On the wall to your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window. It's quite unusual for a village shop to sell books.
Vamos ver o que eles têm pra vender. Mano, meu Deus. Por favor, continuar. Porista, vamos pra Porista.
Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again,
E o
but
cara?
suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Vou pedir
You
ajuda.
want to speak, but the blade is pressed against your larynx, and you can only manage a wheeze.
Shush. You don't need to talk. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. you touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Quem percebeu que isso não foi pesadelo? Vamos pra polícia.
You reach Parista and go straight to the seat of the Council of Magi. A worried and grim-looking guard bars your way.
Sorry, we are not to let anyone into the palace.
Ó, tem ponto de
Guard looks
interrogação
around
aqui.
nervously.
Lightning bolts. A couple of days ago. Not like in a storm, but in all the colours of the rainbow. On the next day, we were told that the Magi had all departed again, and Master Nudin was not to be disturbed. No one has been allowed in the palace since then. Not even us.
The report of lightning bolts doesn't particularly worry you. On the contrary. If the Magi have travelled back to their kingdoms, it can only mean that they were able to reinforce the barrier. You are eager to hear Lot Yonan's account in the vaults.
Vamos pra cá, vai.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought.
Vamos tentar chegar na taverna? Vamos ver o que vai acontecer? Vamos tentar chegar lá. O que é aqui? Ribeiro Escamoso? Ah, vamos dar uma passada lá pra ver.
You walk through the ruins of Scalebrook. There are dead bodies everywhere. You can see the bodies of a middle-aged man and woman holding their children in their arms inside
que
one of the larger
pariu.
houses. The parents had obviously tried to shield the children with their own bodies, but were unable to protect them from the orcs' clubs and swords.
É que foi aquela horda que a gente teve que desviar, porque senão a gente ia morrer. Vambora. Vamos pra Vila da Torre. Depois a gente vai na taverna, aí a gente vai pra cá, pra essa interrogação aqui. Tem nada. Vamos pra taverna então.
You arrive at a crossroads with a tavern on the corner. A warm light is emanating from its window, lighting up the road around it. A stone sculpture of a sheep stands in front of the door, and above it a sign, swaying gently in the breeze, reads, "The Stone Sheep."
Vamos observar os arredores
You
primeiro.
observe the surroundings, but the road is empty, and no one leaves the tavern. You notice a broken window on the first floor, which has been boarded up with planks. Something wet drips onto your nose, and you look up to the cloudy sky with a bad-tempered expression.
Putz, começou a chover.
Why are we standing here and just getting wet from the outside?
Vamos entrar.
You enter the tavern with a determined stride, and are greeted by a thick wall of pipe smoke. The dozen or so drinkers at the tables turn towards you, then give each other astonished and slightly worried looks.
Tem uma visão geral dos outros hóspedes, vamos lá.
In the tavern, there are half a dozen people sitting at the tables, and just as many at the bar. Clearly farmers and labourers
Sempre
from
bom
the surrounding
analisar aí
villages.
os arredores, né, mano? A gente
Boindil
não sabe
pays
que
no
a gente vai
attention
ajudar.
to the other guests and trudges over to a table. Together with his brother, you follow him and sit down. The landlord comes out from behind the bar.
What can I get you?
You hear surly muttering from one of the tables.
What are groundlings doing showing their faces here, now of all times?
Caralho. Deixa eu ver. Para a mesa vizinha, porque está estranho a gente aqui agora. Gostaria de uma cerveja para mim e para meus dois amigos. Ah, vambora.
I wouldn't mind a pint of ale.
The landlord nods and takes the twins' order too. Shortly after, he returns with your beers and puts them down in front of you.
Is that all?
Vamos beber mais
You
pouco.
stand up and turn to the room.
This round's on me.
The faces of the guests and the landlord brighten up immediately. The landlord gets to work pulling everyone a beer and handing out the tankards. Some of the guests say cheers to you as they get their drinks.
Tá, vamos perguntar dos
The two
viajantes.
travellers passed this way. One was a famulus, the other a mercenary.
The landlord shakes his head indifferently and mumbles something incoherently. One of the guests is about to say something, but shuts up when the person next to him gives him a poke.
O que
Come on
aconteceu?
now, tell us what happened. We're all friends here.
The man who was going to speak the first time round looks over to his neighbour, who nods.
2 travellers spent the night here. One had a robe on, the other was a mercenary. The next day they left, all in a hurry. Said they'd been attacked by an elf.
One of the other
Vixe.
drinkers finds his voice too
There was a hell of a lot of noise that night. As if there'd been a dust-up.
They left some gold here for the trouble. I thought they meant the noise, but then I noticed the broken window.
The landlord sighs.
Please, don't tell anyone else about this. Who would want to spend a night in a tavern where an elf has been sighted?
Puta que pariu. Vamos ver o que os caras estão olhando
You
pra
turn
gente.
to the guest who'd muttered something about groundlings.
And why is it so strange that we're here?
The man glances up briefly, and then stares drunkenly at his tankard, and mutters with a slur,
Don't play the innocent. The orcs are terrorizing our lands. And whose fault is it? You let them in.
I was not at the stone gateway, and I don't know what happened. But you can be sure of one thing. Dwarves would never cooperate with orcs. We kill them no sooner than we say them, or my name isn't Boindle Doubleblade.
Eu gosto desse
The
cara, mano.
drunkard and his neighbour are given a
cara
start.
é...
They mumble an
Viril.
apology and turn their attention to the beer in front of them.
É, fica quieto aí. Não vamos passar a noite não, vambora.
Despite Boindeal's loud protestations about wanting another drink, you say goodbye and set off on your way accompanied by the twins.
Vambora. Ah, moleque. Passei de nível. Bom, vamos pro interrogação ali, né? Vamos explorar, vamos ver. Pegar o
A
mercador.
colourful trader's wagon drawn by two stocky horses is coming towards you. A small man is sitting on the box seat, and as soon as he sees you, the wagon slows down. As it draws to a stop next to you, you realise that the driver isn't human. He's a dwarf.
Greetings, my friends. All too rarely does one meet wayfaring dwarves around here. You can call me Mort.
Greetings, Mort. I am Tungdil. This is Boindil and Boendal.
You are happy to meet another dwarf, and such a friendly and eloquent one at that.
Wayfaring dwarves may not be common, but a travelling dwarf trader? Now that really is weird.
Then you see what great luck it is that we've met like this. Come, have a look at my wares. I'm sure you'll find something to make a dwarf's life a little sweeter. I'll make you a good price.
Ah, vendedor do caralho mesmo. De que reino você é?
Mort, I hope you don't mind me asking, but which kingdom are you from?
The dwarf's clothes seem more like those of humans, and he isn't wearing any coat of arms.
My kingdom? Is that important? I'm my own kingdom. I go where I please and enjoy the fresh air and the sun on me skin.
At your side, Boindil is tensing his muscles, and you think you see from the corner of your eye his hands moving a little nearer to the handle of his axes.
Is your kingdom important?
You two must be secondlings, right? I can tell by your armour. But you,
He looks you over for a while.
you're not a secondling, are you?
As you yourself don't know for sure which kingdom you belong to, you give no answer and just shrug your shoulders. Mort throws you a knowing glance and nods slowly.
Onde você vai?
Where are you heading?
To Clintel, a small village where I can expect to do very little business. But the people there are nice and kind. I've known some of them since they were smaller than me. Isn't it astounding how much they manage to achieve in such short lives?
After glancing at Boindil's grave expression, Mort continues unfazed.
I can say in all certainty that there's not the same ambition to make a difference and change things in our halls.
That is because there is no reason to change things if you do them right first time. We dwarves think first before acting.
As it is Boindil of all people making such a claim, you're sure it must be a joke. But your friend continues to eye the trader with a serious and distrustful look.
Bom, vamos
I grew up with
continuar
Magus
conversando.
Yonan in Yonandar. I would have given anything to meet someone like you.
I rarely leave this area. People know me here, so the abuse isn't too bad.
Mort shrugs his shoulders, as if it were no big deal. When he sees the concerned look on your face, he adds,
I don't blame them. It's our fault too. We turned our backs on other races. People fear what they don't know.
We must
Vambora.
press on. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mort.
Mort smiles.
The feeling is mutual, Tungdil. Vrakas be with you.
Mort spurs the horses on, and the colourful wagon jolts into motion.
You shouldn't be so trusting.
The wagon is no more than a few yards away when Boindil looks at you reproachfully.
A dwarf who lives alone among humans for years on end and disowns his kingdom? Don't you know what that means?
He's an outcast, Tungdil. His kingdom and his clan have banished him. It's a severe punishment, only dealt out for serious offences.
The twins enter into a long discussion about what crime the trader may have committed, and go on to teach you the basics of dwarven law. As dramatic as their accounts may be, you didn't have the impression that Mort was a criminal, nor that he suffered particularly from his exile.
É. Bom, a gente vai pra essa interrogação aqui, depois a gente vai pra essa. Vambora.
You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene: the sound of metal on metal from the village smithy that would normally be heard above everything else at this time of day. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting in front of the forge with his right arm in a sling. His expression brightens as he sees you, and he jumps to his feet.
Dear dwarves, could I interest you in helping me in my workshop for a day?
The man's expression is somewhere between desperation and hope. As you don't answer immediately, he continues.
You will of course be royally rewarded for your work. I can offer you 100 gold pieces.
Então, o que ele tá pedindo aqui não escreveu ali, mas o que ele tá pedindo é ajuda, porque ele tá com um dos braços machucado e não tá conseguindo trabalhar. Vamos perguntar o que aconteceu com o braço dele.
To your arm?
A stupid accident. A box of blanks fell down. I was trying to catch it. It will heal, fortunately, but I won't be able to wield my hammer for a while.
You must have quite a backlog of work.
You nod sympathetically. You always felt bad if you were ill or couldn't work in the forge for some reason or other.
Loads. But if what I hear about the metalworking skills of the dwarves is true, it will be easy for you to manage it in a day.
Eu vou me ajudar.
I'll help you. I worked in a forge for a while.
You modestly conceal that in this case, a while means almost a whole human lifetime. A little later, you are standing in the workshop, examining the smith's inferior tools, while he fires up the forge and prepares everything for the job, as well as he can, with just one good arm. You weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Boindil declared. But you think it's more probable that you'll find them drinking beer. But you don't care. You're excited about being able to smith again after such a long time. Hours later, you have forgotten everything around you. The heat of the forge, the sweat on your warm skin, the play of the flames. You're in your element, and work as if in a trance. The smith left the workshop ages ago, with a satisfied grin on his face.
Wait, I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. Everything but the beating of the
Mercenário, quer
hammer
apostar?
had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that someone has come in.
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man points to two horses.
Those two, in 1 hour.
These two need shoeing. Oh, no problem.
The man doesn't look convinced, but you get to work with confidence after examining the horses' hooves. Two more armed men are standing next to the horses, sizing you up.
Vou observar só.
You concentrate on the work. The only sound you hear
Certeza
is
que
the
é mercenário.
melodic beat of the hammer against the anvil. You keep track of the armed men out of the corner of your eyes. You suspect they are mercenaries. While you're fitting the third horseshoe, another armed man enters the forge and speaks in hushed tones with the leader of the group.
He's the only one here.
The man nods in your direction, and you quickly shift your attention back to the work. You play it cool and complete the work. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
Vamos falar com eles.
So, you're mercenaries, I take it?
You're only trying to engage in conversation, but the man looks at you incredulously, as if he didn't expect dwarves to be able to talk.
Something like that.
Got lots of work? Oh, do you know anything about the armies of orcs from the south?
We can't complain.
The man's tone makes it clear that the conversation has ended here. You carry out the work in silence. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. the men leave the workshop without a word.
Não, vou seguir nada não.
You ignore the horsemen and concentrate on your work.
Foda-se ele.
When you tell the twins about your visitors later on, they know exactly who you're talking about. They encountered them on the way back from hunting. You spend the night in the smith's house and continue on your way, with your well-earned reward the next morning.
Vamos chegar nessa interrogação. Se a gente encontrar com eles em algum lugar, a gente te vê. Vamos pra interrogação.
You see a light through the trees some way from the path. It inevitably brings to mind your encounter with the woodcutters.
Você vê a luz no meio das árvores, alguns metros à distância. Ela inevitavelmente traz somente seu encontro com os lenhadores. Ah não, relaxa.
You must confess that you'd have liked to have taught the
Foda-se.
woodcutters a lesson, but Bowendahl is right.
Beating up humans is not our mission.
But
A harsh glance from you and Bowendahl silences Boindil. You continue on your way with a
Cara.
furious Boindil trailing behind.
Os caras só são lenhador, mano. Ainda melhor esse relacionamento. Foi
Why
bem.
are the Magus' vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And why does the Lord of Yonandar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard, so the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and well, a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
O que é aqui? Calmstead. Bom, já que a gente tá explorando o mapa, vamos pra lá, vamos passar em Calmstead pra ver. Depois a gente vai pro objetivo.
As you near Calmstead, you see that the surrounding fields are in flames. The sound of fighting reaches your ears.
Puta,
You
será
hear
que
the
eu consigo
screams
matar
of the
eles, mano?
villagers and the roar of the orcs.
Ataque e defenda a terra calma. Não, vamos bater, vamos bater. Vamos tentar. Que orc bom é orc morto. Vamos lá.
help! Let us out! There are still people in the houses.
Let's get them out of there, and quickly. Understood. Attack!
Yeah!
End it!
And what now? I'm with you. Who's next? Ha ha!
Huh? All right. Too easy.
Here.
Oh, bad luck for you. All right.
Mata esse filho da puta.
As good as done. On my
Pega.
way.
Yes? Fabracus!
Huh? Yes, yes.
Não, deixa.
Fire! Of course. Huzzah!
Junta nele.
Who's next?
Boa,
I'm
porra.
with you. Yes, yes.
Yes. All right. As good as done.
At once.
Yeah!
End it!
And what now?
Oh, what bad luck for you. All right. Huzzah! Bites the dust. Who's next?
Fabracus!
Não, no chão. Boa,
Fabracus!
boa, moleque.
What is it?
Ah, faz alguma coisa aí, porra.
Huh? With pleasure. Oh, what bad luck for you.
Não, isso.
Say
Ma-
goodbye forever.
He hardly put up a fight.
Yes?
Huh? Huzzah!
Yes? All right.
On my way.
End it.
And what now?
What is it?
Yes?
And what
is
now?
On my way! Oh, what bad luck for you! I didn't hit you very hard!
Boa. Esse anão é o melhor, velho. Aqui, ó.
Alright! As good as done!
Aqui, ó. Mata.
With pleasure!
Vile creature!
Say goodbye forever! I didn't hit you very hard!
At once. Understood.
Huh? Of course!
Deixa aqueles caras lá, velho. Eu vou pegar aqui tudo aqui primeiro.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah! They're hitting me pretty hard! I need help over here, quickly! He hardly put
Recuperando
up
a
a
vida.
fight! Of course!
Yes? Alright!
Boa.
As good as done!
Yes? Fabracus!
Yeah!
Attack!
Vamos ver aqui. Cadê o outro? Deixa eu dar uma espalhada.
Oh, what bad luck for you!
Vai.
On my way! Say goodbye forever!
He hardly put up a fight! Huh?
Yes.
End it! Attack! At once! On my way!
Ah, quem morreu? Batalha perdida. Muitos aldeões morreram nas chamas de suas casas. Merda. Não, vamos reiniciar, louco. Vamos salvar esses caras aí.
Yes? On my way! Fabracus! Understood. End it!
Yeah!
Fabracus!
What is it?
He hardly put up a fight!
What is it?
Kill!
On my way! Too easy!
Huh? At once! Attack!
And what now? I didn't hit you very hard!
Of course!
Yes, yes! Too easy! On my way! Say goodbye forever!
As good as done! On my way! At once! End it! Vile creature! Fabracus! At once! I can't do that yet! On my way!
What is it? Come here, you!
He hardly put up a fight!
As good as done! Oh, what bad luck for you! Say goodbye forever! And what? What is it?
Quickly!
What is it? Huh? On my way! Alright!
Bestinha lá já morreu.
As good as done! Say goodbye forever! With pleasure!
Yes, yes! I'm with you!
Who's next? Come here, you! What is it? Say goodbye forever!
He hardly put up a fight!
What is it? Huh? Oh, what bad luck for you! On my way!
What now?
I didn't hit you very
Put up a
hard!
fight!
All right! On my way!
Huh? Of course! I'm with you!
Yes? Oh, what bad luck for you!
And what now?
pleasure. All right. As good as done. On my way. As good as done.
What is it? I'm with you. Yes, yes. I'm with you.
Yes? Say goodbye forever. Huh? On my way.
What is it? Of course.
All right. As good as done. On my way. Say goodbye forever. Oh, what bad luck for you. With pleasure. On my way.
Salvei. Que lenhador de merda que fica atrapalhando.
As soon as the last orc is killed, you and the twins free the remaining villagers.
It would seem the stories are true. Dwarves really are the best orc killers. We don't have much that we can offer you. Maybe we can rustle up some food.
Não, vamos aceitar sim.
Thank you. We gladly
Nossa
accept the food.
senhora, velho.
It'll help us on our journey.
You
Um
say
bom tempão, tô
goodbye
quase mais de
and
uma hora
continue on
gravando
your
esse
way.
negócio. Nossa, caramba. Esse cara lutou muito, é esse aqui então. Vamos pro objetivo principal agora.
I don't like it here. All this hocus pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect. Remember that it was not Yonan who took me in and saved me.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the learned one becomes somewhat haughtier, and his sentences doth wind most strangely as we verily approach the vaults.
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter your old home through the open gate.
Who the hell built this tunnel?
Bowendahl examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise them.
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he casts a spell on us? I don't want to be turned into a mouse or a bar of soap.
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in the kitchen and smiling.
Ah, there's boiled and roasted meat for dinner. Come on.
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird. We'll stay here until you're finished with your little game.
Beleza, pessoal, esse vídeo vai ficar por aqui. Fiquei um tempão gravando para salvar aquela vila. Exploramos o mapa, chegamos ao objetivo principal. A partir do próximo episódio a gente vai conseguir seguir normal. E é isso, espero que vocês tenham gostado. Se inscrevam no canal, dê o like para ajudar na divulgação. Se inscreva aí nos nossos canais parceiros. É isso aí, fiquem com Deus e até mais.